Hey, everybody, I'm Scott Wikle. You're listening to My Kind of Country. Thanks for joining us on a Monday night. My special guest, he's another Michigan guy, and I'm so excited to have him back on the show. His last album, Screen Door, was fantastic. We did a feature on that and some of the greatest music I've heard in country and western music for a long time. And he is back with a brand new CD. It's called That's the Way It Should Be, and it's a pleasure to have him back on My Kind of Country. This is Bob Marshall. Bob, how you doing tonight?
Good, Scott. I'm really glad you invited me back on your show.
Well, absolutely. Good to talk with you. It's always good to talk to somebody from Michigan. You know, we feel kind of alone up here sometimes. So
That's true. It does get lonely up here for cowboys.
that's right. Yep, we're snow cowboys, I guess, right?
That's right.
They're mud cowboys, as it were, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This winter's been a lot of mud. So.
Jeez, oh Pete. Well, your last album, as I mentioned, Screen Door, that won the 2019 CMA of Texas Best Country and Western Album of the Year, and congratulations for that. That's fabulous. And gosh, for the fifth consecutive year, you're nominated for the Academy of Western Artists for Best Male Western Vocalist of the Year. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I the last 5-6 years, I sometimes have to pinch myself because it's like I can't believe this is all happening. But it's been very cool. I'm just so excited for how well it's going. I'm thrilled the DJs and the audiences are listening to the music and enjoying it, and all my friends out there. I always say I don't have fans, I have friends, because that's what they are.
You bet.
And I'm just always appreciative that my friends out there really enjoy the music and are very supportive.
Absolutely, and it's well deserved. Great music, and you're writing some fantastic stuff. And the new album is called "That's the Way It Should Be." And folks, you can go to bobmarshallband.com and pick up the new CD as well as some of Bob's other great music. We'll have that information on our Facebook page as well. And 12 original songs on this one. What a project, Bob. First thing I want to ask you about is you got some great pickers on this, some people that have worked with some of the best in the business. Tell me about some of these guys.
Yeah, my producer, I met my producer probably, I guess 6 years ago or so, 7 years ago. His name's Merle Brigante, and he's from just outside of Austin, Texas. And I met him in Nashville, and we became really, really good friends. And he was the drummer for Loggins and Messina. He was the drummer for Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, Sunshine Company. So he's been around. He's played around the world and played some of the big names. And I'm really fortunate that we struck up such a great friendship, and he's taken me under his wing. And he's one of two guys I go to that's they're my mentors. He's one, and then one of my co-writers that I write with occasionally down in Nashville, Mark Allen Barnett. He's another one. If I ever have a question, those are my two go-to guys, and they'll always put me on the right path.
Well, that's fantastic. I saw Dave Pearlman on here, too, and I know he worked with REO Speedwagon and the Beach Boys. And I mean, tell you what, man, he got some great guys on here. I recognized him right away.
And he is an awesome pedal steel player.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he's fantastic.
I had a pedal steel player in my band, and he was listening to my music, so he could do it for shows and stuff. He says, I don't want to talk down my abilities, but I hope you're not expecting me to play like Dave. I says, nope, just do what you do. But Dave Pearlman's awesome. John McEwen is on it.
I saw that from Nitty Gritty Dirt Band, yeah.
Yeah. So that was kind of fun having him play banjo on some stuff.
Man, that's fantastic. I assume.
Are you familiar with Reckless Kelly out of Texas?
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
Those guys are awesome, and Cody Braun has played on my last two albums, and including this one, so 3 albums now. He's great on mandolin, great on fiddle, great on harmonica. He's a really talented musician. And all these guys, I don't want to single out one because these guys are all just absolutely amazing pickers.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you recorded this in Texas, right?
Right, and Liberty Hills, which is just outside of Austin.
Okay. Man, there's some great players down there, no doubt. Well, the album's, it sounds great in addition to some fantastic songs. The production is stellar, and that's something that I've noticed as a
Yeah.
common thread with what you're doing. You don't mess around.
Well, I really don't. And even the guy that does the mastering is Jerry Tubb. I don't know if you know Jerry at all. But
Yeah, he's
Jerry
worked with.
Tubb has mastered. I mean, for some of the biggest names out there, Willie
Yeah, I was
Nelson,
gonna
and
say Willie. Yeah, yep.
I mean, he's just an incredible at mastering. So Merle's really good. The pickers are all good. Jerry Tubb is just excellent. And so, it's just worked out for me. Like I said, I know I'm blessed because there's so many guys out there that are struggling trying to make ends meet in music, and I just sort of dumb luck stumbled onto Merle, and we just hit it off, and he sort of guided me along.
Well, that's great. I've heard so many great songs come down the pike by some independent artists, and they might have some great players on there, great songs, but then the production just isn't there, and it's such a shame. So, when somebody like yourself realizes that you've got to do this right from A to Z to make it, a very great project, it's just not going to happen otherwise. So I'm really glad that you have the foresight to, make all this happen the way it should be.
Well, Merle was pestering me for a couple of years. He said, I really want to record you. I really want to record you. I said, I'm not sure if I'm ready yet, Merle. I'm not sure if I'm ready yet. So finally, I said, okay, let's do this. I said, but first, I want to hear some albums that have come out of your studio. I want to see what the quality's like. I want to see the overall feel. And he sent me a couple albums, and one of them was an album by Chris Wall. I'm sure you've heard of Chris Wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of them was Chris Wall, who's also recorded with Merle. And so he sent me the album, and I wasn't particularly taken with the music, but the sound. I went, oh my gosh, that is the sound I want. It's like a real natural kind of sound. It's not overproduced. They're not, Merle doesn't layer sound on top of sound on top of sound, and he sort of leaves everything in the mix for it to have room so it can be heard. And I love the sound that he sent me. So I said, all right, let's do this. And that was first album I did with him was Horses That Run Far Away.
Yeah. That's great, man. Absolutely. Well, I usually go down and ask about some songs on the project that I'd like to know about, but I'm going to kind of turn the tables a little bit, and I'd like you to give me a few of your choice cuts from this project and tell me a little bit about them.
Oh man, that's just not a fair question.
Put you on the spot.
Which one of your children do you like best? Boy, there's a few of them on there that probably if I had to pick one that really had the closest meaning to me, it's Give a Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason I say that is I had a very, very dear close friend of mine named George, and he passed away about 10 years ago. But he was he was like a gentle giant. I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3". I'm a big guy, and George was probably a good 3-4 inches taller than me. And he had hands like catcher's mitts. And he was one of these guys, he'd stand up and hi, hey, how you doing? And he'd rub your shoulders. And he wouldn't realize how hard he was rubbing your shoulders. George, not so hard, not so hard. And after George retired, he loved fishing, absolutely loved fishing. And so I said, and he'd go every single day. I said, George, do you eat all the fish that you catch? He says, oh, no. He said, I catch and release. I said, oh, okay, that makes sense. He said, but I always give him a kiss first. I said, what? He said, I always kiss the fish first before I let him go. I said, why do you kiss the fish? He said, because I want to thank them for the experience and the excitement that they gave me. So I give them a kiss and I let them go. And that's the basis for the song, Give a Kiss.
Wow. That's a real people story right there.
Yeah. Well, and it was one of these things. I kept that line easily 12 years. George passed away, and probably a couple years after he passed away, I had the line written down. I always keep ideas for songs written down. And I woke up one night and I had a dream about George, and I always think that if somebody that passed away comes to you in their dreams or coming in to visit, and let you know they're okay and just check in on you and stuff. And so I had a dream about George, and I woke up and I thought that line came back up, and I rolled over and started writing down some ideas for lines, and then went back to sleep. And the next day I sat down and I sort of pieced it all together. I came up with Give a Kiss.
Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. See, now I'm glad.
George was just a great guy.
I'm glad I asked you. See, now that's what I like to hear is stories about behind the songs. So give me another one. You're on a roll, buddy.
Okay. Let me see. Maybe. I don't know. Got My Life Again, I guess, might be one. And it wasn't anything specific to me, as like we have talked about in the past, about how we have, I don't care if you come from a different country, a different state, a different economic class, we all have commonalities in how we go through life. And I know there's people out there that spend their entire life in jobs they really don't like, or they really don't want to be there. They're just doing it just because they have to pay bills, but they really would rather be doing something else. So I've Got My Life Back Again is about a guy that's basically, he's working a 9-to-5 job, and he finally takes his life back. So he sells his house off, he moves out to Colorado, and he just becomes a cowboy. He's pushing cattle. And that's about it for that one. I mean, it's nothing personal as far as like a life story or something, but
yeah. Well, that's one I would have asked you about. I think that's so far my favorite cut on the CD. I have to live with albums for a while, but I really like that one a lot.
Oh, good.
That's a good.
It's funny because my girlfriend Lori, she she likes That Old Bull.
I like that one too. Yep. And the Old Horse Barn. I like that one too.
And I wrote it and I played it. And she said, "I really like that." I said, "Really?" Because you never know how people are going to react when you're a songwriter to what you write. Because it's happened in the past. You put an album out, and you think this is the track. This is the one that's really gonna, and nothing happens. And some other one that you never ever thought anything was going to happen with, people just respond to. So That Old Bull is another one of those where I've gotten a lot of good feedback about it. It's like it was one of the songs I wrote, and I thought, it's okay.
That does happen sometimes. That's it can be really amazing, And you just got to go with it.
I guess if we could pick what our winners were going to be, we'd all be millionaires.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So, folks, again, bobmarshallband.com is the website. The new album is called That's the Way It Should Be. And you can pick that up at his website and check out some of his other music, too. Bob, what is coming up for you this year as far as touring and promoting this project?
Well, I've got a lot of gigs in the works. Not all of them booked yet, so that always goes along with working a new album to the public. I've been doing a lot of DJ interviews, and I appreciate doing it with you. You are a Michigan guy,
Yeah, that's right.
and one of the coolest things, I've also been nominated for, and I hope I get the name of this right. It's out of the Netherlands, but I was nominated for Outstanding Male Vocalist in the Netherlands. It's like the Red Carpet Awards something or other.
Wow, that's
so
great.
I thought, really? So later in November, I'll be going to the award show in the Netherlands.
Wow, that's great. We have a lot of listeners over there for sure, so that's really great. They're going to look forward to that.
I'll just stop by and visit.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I know you're going to be at the Academy of Western Artists Awards in April down in Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir. Yep, sure will, which is always a good time.
You bet. Great people down there for sure. And, man, we're looking forward to it. Well, I'll tell you what, Bob, this is a fantastic album. We're going to play some of the cuts from it for our listeners right now. And I want to thank you so much again for taking time to be on My Kind of Country.
Thanks, Scott. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
All right, here's some great music from Bob Marshall, bobmarshallband.com. The new album is called That's the Way It Should Be, and here's some great music from the project as we continue with My Kind of Country.
Well, George could spend long hours drowning worms with his favorite pole. Maybe on the Great Lakes or the local fishing hole. Cooler full of cold ones had slapped upon his head. When he caught the big ones, he just gave a smile and said, "The keepers aren't for keeping, they're the ones that bring the joy of dancing the good dance with you. So just remember, boy, when they're all played out and tired, this is what you need to know. Thank them for the memories, give a kiss and let them go." I met up with George one day and he asked me how I'd been. I said a lot's been going on with me since I'd last seen him. Kids are off to college, wife's gone her separate way. He gave me that George smile, and I knew just what it'd say. The keepers aren't for keeping, they're the ones that bring the joy of dancing the good dance with you. So just remember, boy, when they're all played out and tired, this is what you need to know. Thank them for the memories, give a kiss and let them go. God's greatest gifts on earth are never ours to keep. Sometimes it seems that letting go's too hard for faith to lead. But the keepers aren't for keeping, they're the ones that bring the joy of dancing the good dance with you. So just remember, boy, when they're all played out and tired, this is what you need to know. Thank them for the memories, give a kiss and let them go. Oh, thank you for the memories, give a kiss, let them go. Thank you, George. I know they're saying otherwise, but I'm doing fine. I left that 9 to 5, it was long past time. The home where I was living sold 3 years ago. I moved out of the city, in case you wanna know, to a lime shack in the country on a Rocky Mountain rim. I'm doing fine, I'm happy, I've got my life again. This cowboy life I'm living, it just suits me fine. I've dreamt about these mountains and this rugged pine tree line, working these old cattle, feeling clean again. Washing off that city life like a preacher cleanses sin. It doesn't matter where I've been, got my life again. There's a lot of burning bridges that I leave behind, memories that haunt me, feelings that remind, wishes that abandoned me, left my soul for dead. Lies I've heard from others, even more I've said. I've cleared away those shadows of my past, got my life again. This cowboy life I'm living, it just suits me fine. I've dreamt about these mountains and this rugged pine tree line, working these old cattle, feeling clean again. Washing off that city life like a preacher cleanses sin. It doesn't matter where I've been, got my life again. It took some time and praying to get my spirit right. Giving up alarm clocks, now rising with the light. Knowing that the greatest gift I can give myself is playing with the hand I hold, the one that I've been dealt. This cowboy life I'm living, it just suits me fine. I've dreamt about these mountains and this rugged pine tree line. Working these old cattle, feeling clean again. Washing off that city life like a preacher cleanses sin. It doesn't matter where I've been, got my life again. It doesn't matter where I've been, got my life again. It doesn't matter where I've been, got my life again. I know they're saying otherwise, but I'm doing fine.